Niall Murray from Murray International. He consults operators on openings. Niall, nice to see you.
Thank you. It's great to be here. It's always good to be G2E. Heart of the action.
Niall, what's your projection? What do you think will be the hot news for casino resorts in 2025 in Asia?
Well, there's an awful lot of movement going on at the moment, a lot of adjustments. We see huge amount of change in Macau at the moment. There's a big move in moving away from VIP and junket marketing here in Macau and more towards mass. And that's taking an awful lot of momentum, and it's moving. There's a lot of emphasis on non-gaming development here. And we have a new administration and a new chief executive and team in the government, and they are taking a very interesting approach. They're getting more involved, they're looking for more targeted action, and they're looking for a task force to really work on making this non-gaming diversification happen.
Well, when you describe non-gaming, the statistics, if I'm correct, it's about 90% gaming, 10% entertainment in Macau, almost opposite of Vegas. Is what you're describing is more emphasis toward entertainment, similar to Las Vegas?
I believe the goal initially, back in 2002, when Beijing decided they would like to see an opening up of the gaming market here beyond the monopoly, was to recreate a Vegas-style market. They wanted to see this as one that provides a wonderful entertainment experience for the mainland Chinese gambler. However, it very quickly turned into a very, very high-end VIP and junket market, and that was not really what the intention was. And so I believe over the last 20 years that's been pulled back and reeled in, and there's now a solid adjustment to try and move it closer towards that original goal of a 75-25 mix. Now, I don't believe we'll get 75% non-gaming here in my lifetime, but it will move steadily in that direction over the next few years with more and more what we're calling the 1+4 diversification. We're going to do more of an emphasis in the integrated resorts on things like MICE and cultural tourism and sports and entertainment more and more. And then the other industries are another diversification strategy, talking about high finance and high tech, etc., etc.
Yeah, because the facilities are in place. Macau is set up for it, but when you walk around the casinos in Cotai in the evening, any day of the week, it's relatively quiet compared to, say, Vegas.
Yeah. The market here is, if you look at the mainland Chinese visitor, they can get back in mainland China a lot more offers at a much more reasonable price than here. And so it's still very difficult to convince them to come here to stay in a hotel, because it's extremely expensive, and to partake in some of the high-end restaurants. They can get a much better value deal basically back in the mainland. So what you see in this first quarter even, you're seeing a much higher daily visitor count. It used to be 50-50, day versus overnight. The actual overnight stay is going down, and the number of day visitors is increasing.
Coming in from Hong Kong?
Well, only about 10% Hong Kong, still 70% is mainland. But it's more and more. And the new visa changes that have occurred, you'll see, for example, in the neighbouring city of Zhuhai, we've seen a 50% increase in visitation just in this quarter alone. So there's amazing changes happening. We're getting more and more mainland Chinese in. I think that the mainland government is more comfortable in giving visas these days, now that they feel it's a little bit more under control with regards to the visitors can come in, spend under their daily limit of 9,000 RMB, have a good time and go home. They're not worried about somebody doing a VIP junket type of transaction where you've got over the daily limits money being spent. That was an uncomfortable situation, and I think it's now a lot more comfortable for the government to issue more visas.
Niall, you have a good pulse on gaming, not only globally, but definitely in Asia. Give us the 5-minute rundown update in regard to the entertainment complex in Thailand.
The passion and the desire to be in Thailand is absolutely huge from all the major operators in Macau and around Asia and America. They would love to be in that market. It's a very, very developed tourism market, and if we add the icing on the cake of the gaming license, it will be incredible. So there's a huge desire on the part of the big market players to get in there. There's also a huge desire on the part of very large conglomerates and companies in Thailand to get into this business. So the opportunity to bring international players together with very developed corporate players in Thailand is huge, and the desire of the government is unstoppable. They really want to make this happen. It's been in the cards since early 2000s. The Shinawatra family tried to get this in again. They are really pushing hard to put this law into effect. I really believe that it would be a very positive addition once we put the right controls and laws and rules and regulations in place. We learn from the mistakes of other jurisdictions in Asia. If we put together a good bill for the entertainment complexes there that puts in good controls but still allows enough flexibility to make money, I think it would be a very, very big market. I believe it's the potential to be the number 2 market in Asia within the next 10 years. Now, we have some issues right now where it's being put through Parliament, but I think that this is typical political jockeying for position, where you've got the party in place want to put it forward, and you've got opposition parties trying to use this as a leverage to get some advantage for their party or their constituents or who they represent and stakeholders. So I think that this is natural. It's going to happen. It's going to continue for the next few months, but I do believe that we will have a bill, it will move forward, and we will have entertainment complexes in one of the most exciting markets in Asia.
If you were going to make a bet and pick a date of when the first entertainment complex is open in Bangkok, when?
If they allow temporary casinos within 18 months of the signing of the bill. And then that will be a temporary casino, similar to what Sands did here many years ago. We opened up the Sands Casino first within 18 months and then worked over a longer period to open up the Venetian. I would see that would be the best way to approach that market. By having a temporary casino, you get in there, you start to understand the market, you understand the complexities of building something big. You get to adjust and use it as your laboratory before you commit heavy revenues to the larger complex. That's a good 2-step model. So I'd say 18 months from when they're allowed to begin would be the first ones, and then the bigger ones within 24 to 36 months of that would be the larger IRs.
Thank you, Niall. Hi, everyone. You heard it first from Niall Murray, Murray International. Watch this interview and others at ThaiCasinoInsider.com. Niall, thank you.
Thank you.